Hey, what's up? It's Cinemania recapped. In the beginning of the movie, we see a deserted and desolate house in which a woman is about to give birth to her child. She is calling her husband, whose name is Draka, who is a lord of the night. We also see some magical women with this woman who are helping her give birth to her child. Then we see the woman's husband, Draka, riding a horse and coming towards that house. Those magical women see with their divine vision that Draka is coming towards them. One of the women makes a blue protective circle around the house, but the poor girl is unable to bear the pain while giving birth to her child and dies, although her child survives. Draka, who is also the Lord of the Night, has come to take his child, but these women do not give the child to Draka. Now the scene shifts, and we see some army soldiers reaching a village where they see only dead bodies with no blood left. This army unit has a commander named Kerjak. The soldiers then go to a building to find out what really happened there. As soon as they enter inside, they see a pile of dead bodies. Their commander says that maybe this is the work of wolves. At the same time, an old man appears and tells them that all these people have been killed by a devil, and only a Dhampir can kill that devil, so they should call Dhampir. Dhampirs are those who hunt vampires, and are the arch-enemy of vampires. One of those soldiers thinks the old man's words are nonsense and shoots him. Now we see the hero of this movie, Harlan, who is going to a village in a car with his friend named Yuri, where some ghosts are troubling the villagers. Actually, Harlan and his friend Yuri fool people by saying that Harlan is a Dhampir, who kills and catches ghosts. Now we see Harlan and Yuri in a village where Harlan calls himself a powerful Dhampir, so he starts pretending to drive away ghosts from a cemetery in front of the people. In the joy of getting freedom from the ghosts, the villagers dance and sing with Harlan and Yuri and celebrate. Now we see that the commander tries to contact his high command, but he is unable to do so, which makes him very angry. Now we see a night scene, where a girl calls the soldiers for help by shouting for help. Actually, that girl is not an ordinary girl. She is a vampire who is out for hunting at night. She kills both those soldiers. There are some other vampires along with that female vampire, who kill many soldiers. Bullets have no effect on those vampires, so now the soldiers also understand that this time they are facing a creature that does not die from bullets. So now one of the soldiers requests his commander to allow him to bring Dhampir, because now Dhampir is the only one who can kill those vampires. After this, the soldiers come to a village to catch Harlan, where Harlan is already performing a fake ritual on a dead girl. The soldiers catch Harlan and his friend Yuri and take them away. The soldiers present Harlan in front of their commander. The commander tells Harlan that there is someone who is not from this world and who has killed many of my soldiers. I want you to help me in this matter. But Harlan tells the commander that in reality, he is not a Dhampir, and that he and his friend just fool people in the name of Dhampir. Harlan also tells the commander that there is no such thing as a vampire. Harlan repeatedly says that he is not a Dhampir, but one of those soldiers tells the commander that Harlan is the son of a devil, Lord of the Night, and he has immense powers. The soldier also tells the commander that Harlan has not aged since he met him, which makes it clear that he is also a Dhampir. To confirm whether Harlan is a Dhampir or not, the commander leaves him with the same dead bodies at night. If Harlan is a Dhampir, he will kill all the vampires, and if not, he will be killed by those vampires. Now we see Harlan going to the same building at night, where the vampires had established their base. Now the same female vampire appears in front of Harlan, who had killed many soldiers previously. That female vampire introduces herself as Tesla. She was about to bite Harlan on the neck, but she detects the scent of Dhampir's blood from Harlan's body. As soon as Harlan runs out, he is surrounded by many vampires. He fires many bullets at them, but the bullets have no effect on those living dead. Now Harlan also becomes convinced that vampires actually exist. A vampire attacks Harlan, but some drops of Harlan's blood fall on the body of that vampire, due to which the body of that vampire starts burning there. Meanwhile, another vampire moves forward to kill Harlan, but Harlan kills him with the help of his blood. And seeing all this, the female vampire is shocked, because she comes to know that Harlan is not an ordinary human being but a Dhampir, who hunts vampires. Gorka, who is the leader of those vampires, is controlling that female vampire whose name is Tesla. He sees with the help of Tesla's eyes that Harlan is a Dhampir. The scene shifts, and now it is morning. The commander is shocked to see Harlan alive and asks him how he killed those vampires. Harlan tells the commander that there is a girl inside the building. She will tell him everything, So the commander now reaches inside that building with the whole army. But seeing the shadow of death on itself, the commander's army betrays him and imprisons him in the building, and goes back. Harlan also somehow convinces his friend Yuri and takes him out of the building. Now we see that Harlan and the commander are imprisoned in that building. Now the commander moves forward to kill that female vampire. But Harlan stops him. Then that female vampire comes out and tells her name as Tesla. Tesla tells Harlan and the commander that she hates her master named Gorka. She tells Harlan that when a Lord of the Night has a relationship with a non-vampire woman, a damper is born. And Harlan is one of them. Further, she says Gorka, who is Lord of the Night, will do anything to kill Harlan. Now we see that the soldiers, who were returning after betraying their commander by imprisoning him in the vampire building, now come face to face with Gorka, the leader of the vampires. Gorka also turns those soldiers into vampires. The scene shifts to where Harlan asks Tesla to take him to Gorka. Tesla tells the commander that only a dampier can kill the Lord of the Night. She also says that if Gorka dies, then Tesla will also be freed from his slavery, as she no longer wants to be his slave. Now Tesla becomes a friend of Harlan and the commander, and sets out to support them. Now the night scene is shown, where the commander tells Harlan that they should not trust Tesla, lest she attack both of them with her comrades. But then Tesla comes there and says that she has no friend, and if she had to attack them, she would have killed them long ago. Now Harlan, who happens to be a damper, but doesn't know his powers yet, goes to take a bath where he sees that his wounds are starting to heal on their own. Tesla also arrives there and tells him that she has to stop killing people. It doesn't feel good at all, but Gorka forces her to do all this. Now we see Gorka, who has captured a soldier. He makes the soldier drink his blood and turns him into a vampire too. Now we see Dampier, who is pouring his blood on some bullets because he knows very well that normal bullets will not be able to do any harm to those vampires. The bullets laced with his blood will burn those vampires to ashes. The commander repeatedly taunts Tesla by calling her a vampire, and tells Dampier that we are in danger from Tesla. She can attack us at any time. Angered by this, Tesla hangs the commander by his neck on the wall with a single hand, and says that if she had to kill both of them, she would have killed them long ago. Dampier intervenes between the two, and stops the fight. After this, all three of them leave towards Gorka's hideout. After walking for several hours, the commander once again suspects Tesla that she is luring him into Gorka's trap. But then the soldiers, who have now become Gorka's slaves, arrive. They attack Harlan and the commander. The soldiers, now fully transformed into vampires, fire indiscriminately at both of them, in response to which the commander and the Dampier also fire bullets that are stained with the Dampier's blood. As soon as those bullets hit, those vampires start burning to death. One by one, Dampier and commander kill all the vampires, but then Tesla appears and points the gun at both of them, which was being controlled by Gorka at this time. Tesla's eyes are black at this time, and seeing her, the commander tells Dampier that he should not have trusted Tesla, so the commander asks him to shoot, but Dampier stops him. Tesla says that everything she is doing right now is being done by Gorka. Dampier motivates Tesla, saying that she can defeat Gorka, she is not his slave. Due to this motivation from Dampier, Tesla comes out of Gorka's control. Now we see that a girl is surrounded by some vampires in a deserted area. But then Tesla comes there to save the girl. Despite being a vampire, humanity had awakened inside her too. She kills all those vampires, but then Gorka arrives there and attacks Tesla and tells her that he will kill the Dampier. We then see Dampier and the commander arriving at Gorka's hideout, after which they both carefully enter inside. Gorka gives the commander a glimpse of his family, which shows us that he is playing with the commander's mind. Now we also learn that the commander has abandoned his family, and which he regrets to this day. After this, we see the commander tied with chains, where Tesla is also tied with chains near him. After this, one of the commander's soldiers comes there, who has now completely become a vampire. He attacks Tesla with a fire gun. This causes her a lot of pain, after which he inserted his pointed claws into the commander's stomach, which causes a lot of pain to the commander. Meanwhile, Tesla frees herself from those chains and hangs the vampire peacefully and burns him alive with the help of the commander. But now Tesla is also dying, because she too has not drunk any human blood for so long. Hence the commander makes her drink his blood, due to which he also becomes a vampire. Now we see Dampier and Gorka face to face for the first time in the movie. Gorka keeps throwing Dampier around easily because Dampier doesn't know his powers yet. Gorka tells Dampier that he is Draka's son, and he should have killed you at birth. He also says that he had defeated Dampier's father, Draca, centuries ago and banished him from here, and now I will kill you too. Now we see Yuri, who has been turned into a vampire by Gorka. Yuri attacks Dampier, but Dampier has to kill him despite not wanting to. Dampier becomes unconscious due to Gorka's repeated attacks. Gorka also binds both of Dampier's friends Tesla and Commander to the wall with his magical powers. In his unconsciousness, Harlan is transported to another world, where he meets the same 3 women who saved him at the time of his birth. And we also see Draca, who calls Harlan near him and says to Harlan, "Are you afraid of your father?" Draca motivates his son a lot. He tells Harlan to listen to the voice of his blood. Know who you are. Don't forget that you are Draca's son. Hearing this from his father, the real Dampier inside Harlan awakens, and he returns to the real world. Now he had knowledge of his powers. Gorka attacks the Dampier again with his dark powers, but this time his dark powers have no effect on the Dampier, so now Gorka comes in his real disguise, which is very scary. Now a fierce fight starts between Gorka and Dampier. Dampier now completely overpowers Gorka. In the end, Dampier kills that evil Gorka by strangulating him. As Gorka dies, the dark forces perishes. Now the vampires, who were once under Gorka's control, are now free. As soon as Gorka dies, a stone door opens, inside which Dampier realizes that once upon a time this place used to belong to his father. There he finds a big book in which there is a picture of Draca, Dampier's father. Dampier tells Commander and Tesla that this is his father. From that book, Dampier also learns that there are many more vampires like Gorka, who are still ruling the Black World. So now the 3 go to kill all those vampires. Now we finally see Draca, Dampier's father, standing near his wife's grave. Draca tells his wife, whose name Velma, that our son has made his decision. He has become what he was destined to become. He has become Dampier. And that's how this wonderful movie ends.